Hi, I'm Oliver Ray, and this is my documentary on smoking awareness.
I'm here at the Beckenham Clinic to speak to two of the members of staff who work within the smoking cessation team in Bromley to hopefully gather more information about smoking. What better place to start my search on information about smoking than the smoking cessation team? What is it that you do for a living and what do you specialise in?
I'm a midwife, and I've been a midwife for over 30 years. My speciality now is to see pregnant women who smoke and to try and encourage them to have a go at quitting while they're pregnant, for their own health and for the baby.
During pregnancy, what are the direct and or indirect effects of smoking on the women and the child?
Well, there are lots of direct effects because we know that smoking causes so much harm in pregnancy. One of the main causes of the harm is the carbon monoxide that the women inhale when they smoke the cigarettes, which fixes itself very nicely onto their red blood cells and reduces the amount of oxygen that's carried to their own major organs when they're pregnant to the baby. And that causes a lot of detrimental things like low birth weight in babies. We have mothers who suffer from placenta previa, that's a low-lying placenta that causes them problems. We go into labour early, the babies can be very poorly and end up in special care. And the knock-on effect to the child's health, because it doesn't just end with the pregnancy. We've got smaller babies, they're iller, they see their GP more, they suffer from ear infections and chest infections, so they cost the NHS a lot of money, and so do the pregnant women who smoke because of early deliveries and all the problems that they have.
Finally, what were the reasons for you wanting to take this job or do this job?
Well, knowing that what the effect of smoking has to the baby in particular, I felt it was a very important role to see what we could do to motivate women into having a quit attempt in pregnancy and making them realise actually they can do this with the help and support and the use of nicotine replacement therapy.
I stepped outside after this interview and the first thing I saw were two men having a cigarette outside of what was obviously their office building. And it just made me wonder what really are the true damages that smoking can cause to you. So I went back inside to find out.
Tobacco smoke contains over 4,000 chemicals. Many of them are poisonous. These include nicotine, carbon monoxide and a cocktail of chemicals in tar. Over 60 chemicals are known to be cancer-causing agents. This is just a selection of the 4,000. So you've got lead, you get that from roofs and car batteries, ant poison, DDT, you've got weed killer, formaldehyde, dry cleaning fluid, petrol.
Those are just the chemicals. Now let's take a look at what it actually does to your lungs.
This is called a tar jar, and this is to signify that a 20-a-day smoker takes in up to 400 milligrams of tar a day. That's almost half a litre of thick, brown, gooey, cancer-causing tar inhaled into their lungs each year.
Taking on board the information that Rosemary had provided me with, I then wanted to speak to someone outside of the smoking cessation clinic and just discuss the reasons why smoking can be so difficult to quit and how the negative effects financially and personally can be so destructive. Are you a smoker?
On and off, I have been a smoker for about the last 6 years.
Yeah, what were your reasons for wanting to quit smoking?
I think partly because of my age. Money's a big issue because we're all poor.
Any other issues?
Of course, like health and stuff. It's funny how health's not the first thing that everyone thinks of.
Have you or anyone close to you been directly affected by the negative impact of smoking?
Definitely. Cancer-wise, my mum's dad died when she was 7.
What was smoking's use for you? Was it a time to reflect, private time, or was it a time to have a chat with your mates, or was it, you know, what was its main benefit, its main appeal for you?
On my own, smoking was a fantastic release. Like going out, like I said, going out into the garden, just sitting down, thinking about stuff.
Finally, do you think that this time you'll quit for good?
Yeah, I do. Because it will be my 3rd time properly giving up, and just like I was saying, the realisation of life's life, and it's you don't get a second chance. You don't get a rerun if you mess it up the first time. So it's pointless.
What is it exactly that you specialise in or do for a living?
So I work for the NHS, and even though my background's nutrition, my job at the moment is holistic, doing health promotion for young people.
Did you ever smoke when you were younger?
I did sort of try, but yeah, it was odd for me because I knew it was so bad for your health. I didn't actually really want to do it, so I did try, but I used to sort of not do it properly. And I think, as I know myself, I wouldn't ever want to get addicted to anything like that, because it's so hard to sort of break an addiction like that, because as I think people have told you before, nicotine's a very addictive chemical.
I then spoke to someone who had smoking all around her but still chooses to abstain.
So have you ever been a smoker yourself?
No,
Never smoked?
never.
Does anyone in your family smoke?
Yeah, both my parents smoke and my partner, so I actually currently live with 3 quite heavy smokers.
Is that not quite annoying if everyone's smoking around you and you don't?
Yeah, it is, especially because I don't actually own the house. I live with parents, so I can't ask them to go outside or stuff like that, so I do have to tolerate it, but it is quite hard.
After speaking with somebody struggling to quit, and someone who doesn't smoke but still encounters the negative effects of smoking daily, I went back to the smoking cessation clinic to find out more information on how to give up smoking. What is the title of the job that you do?
Smoking cessation advisor, and I work for the NHS.
How do you approach helping people to give up smoking?
We do an initial consultation where you find out about if they've got any health problems, if they take any medication, what are the motivations to stop, and that initial consultation you explain all the different medications that are available on the NHS, go through all those, pick the right one for the person that you're individually seeing, and then you provide an ongoing support for 4, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever people need really.
Susan then went on to tell me about nicotine replacement drugs, and this was the drug that she highly recommended to me and other people who are looking to quit smoking.
So this is a starter pack of Champix, which is the trade name for a specifically designed stop smoking drug. What it does is block nicotine receptors in your brain, so it helps with the withdrawal from smoking.
How much does it cost a heavy smoker annually?
About £2,000 a year.
So with the recent VAT increase, it's going to be even more
Even
than that.
more, yeah.
Really?
So that you could buy a second-hand car or go on holiday for that.
And finally, has smoking directly affected your life in any way?
My dad died when he was 58, so the effect that that's had is that he always wanted to be a grandparent, and he only got to be a grandparent for 2.5 years, and he missed out on all his grandchildren growing up, and obviously I miss him even though it's 20 years ago. I still miss my dad now, and I still wish he was around.
And was it a direct result of smoking that he
Yes.
died so young?
Yes, lung cancer.
I hope that you have found the information provided within this short film useful. If you are watching this and are a smoker as I myself used to be, then I hope this will help you to kick the habit. If you need any help or support, call the number that will appear after the credits. For the sake of your health and the ones that you love, think, maybe it really is time to quit.